you, okay? You are, first of all, the queen has arrived. Hello. And I want to let you know that you're being prepared to be seen, heard, and felt like never before. You literally never experienced this before. And so, like, a lot of things will be coming up. Old triggers that you might not even realize are coming up because you're being prepared to receive a lot of visibility, a lot of recognition, and to like make a lot of impact, to know that you are the cause of this impact. And it's going to be triggering for you. It's going to bring up some things, but you're being seen, heard, and felt like you haven't been before. So when you are triggered, you might be afraid that, like, okay, let me talk about, like, when we're a child. Like, a lot of times we don't feel seen, we don't feel heard, and we feel like nothing we do is making an impact, and that can feel super duper unsafe and be really traumatizing. And so now, though, we are going to be put in situations where, like, we're used to not being seen. And so it's gonna bring some stuff up when we realize we are seen. And maybe in the past, when we've been seen or heard, we've been punished. We've been seen incorrectly, we've been misheard. And like, how people have seen and heard us have been really like traumatizing, okay? And so now, though, everything that's happening is preparing you for this time where you're going to be seen and heard and felt. It's like you have like an invisibility cloak on all your life, and you get used to being unseen, and unheard, and people, like, not, you're just like a ghost. You're used to being a ghost. And the world kind of happens. Other people have the ability to, make things happen and impact people, and their words matter, but like not yours. And now it's like the invisibility cloak has been removed, and you might still be acting as if you're not seen, as if you're not heard, as if you're not making an impact just by your presence. But that's not what's happening now. Like, now they can see you, now they can hear you, and now they can feel you. And that's not to scare you. That's to help manage your expectations and give context for what's going on around you. And like, to, encourage you, invite you, you assign meaning to everything. You can choose the meaning you assign to everything. So you don't have to assign the same meaning that prior versions of you assigned to something, okay? So if, like, someone sees you and they're like, hey, you're doing that thing, you might be like, oh my gosh, this is like when I was seen when I was a kid, and like they're seeing this bad thing or this thing that I'm, nervous about. But like, that might not be what's happening, actually. you know, and you might not be used to being seen. It's literally like you're wearing this invisibility cloak, and you're used to, like, going about your day with no one seeing you or hearing you or feeling you. And then, like, the cloak is removed, and maybe you don't realize it for a few minutes. And so you're still operating as if you're not seen. And then you, like, realize, like, the eyes are on you, and you're like, wait, can you see me? Can you hear me? Oh my God. Oh my gosh. And then you have to deal with what comes up when you realize they can see you now. They can hear you now. You're not just talking into the void. You're not just, alone. There's a lot of comfort and security that comes with being unseen. A lot of power too. And so see it that way, but also understand that, like, yeah, like, in this period, there probably are things that are coming up that are, like, reminding you of, like, childhood, and how you felt unseen, unheard, unable to move people when you were a child. And you might be like, oh my God, that's still happening now. But, like, it's not. You're different. Everything's different. People see you differently. People don't see you as, like, a powerless child who, like, you have to do what they say or else. That's not what's going on now. Now your words matter. Now your voice matters. Now your presence matters. You just being seen. You don't even have to say anything. That's how powerful your energy is. Oh my gosh. And so, yeah. So this is just to like let you know what's going on right now, because it can feel like you might not realize that like you just being you triggers someone, triggers something in someone. You might remind them of their mother or some ex or, who knows? Okay. And now that you're seen, now that someone sees you, they feel you, they might respond from that trigger. And you might be really fucking confused. You might be like, wait, what? I'm just sitting here, I'm just being, and this person is like having this big reaction to me. They are assuming my actions that I'm doing something nefarious or whatever. Or I'm just like, I'm just talking my shit. I'm just, being me. And so you have to know that like nothing others do is about you. Nothing you do is about others. And so like, when you are like, I hope that kind of helps you when people are triggered by you, as they're going to be, because you just have like an initiatory kind of energy that just like shocks people, catalyzes people into growth, evolution, change. You gotta like not be afraid of that. It's just like a neutral thing that happens. It's actually a positive thing that happens. It might help to think of it as a very positive, beneficial thing. Like without you being, people would just stay stuck. They would stay stagnant. They would stay trapped. But your energy is so like a shock. It like literally like breaks chains. It breaks like the mental chains that, people didn't even realize they had. You're such a bright, shining light that like people start to see like, oh my God, am I like locked up right now? Am I in a cage? Oh my God. And, they might act, how people act when they're triggered, but you got to know that you're bigger than that. You're going to be able to handle it. You're going to know how to keep yourself safe still, much more so than you did when you were a child. And so you might not have to respond the same ways you did when you were unseen and unheard. Now you know. You don't have to push. You don't have to keep explaining yourself. It's okay. You don't have to keep proving yourself. You're that impactful. You don't have to do all that now. And so everything that's going on right now is just like reminding you or making you aware of where you're not free, of where you still have some limiting beliefs, where your triggers are, who's triggering you. Yeah. Also, if you're new, hi, my name is Sheba, and this is my channel, See Like Sheba. And, I'm just telling you the things that come to me, okay? And Friday, is today Friday? Yeah. I love Fridays. I go to therapy on Fridays and had a great session. Went outside and just like received the sun and just watched what was going on for a couple of hours, really. And came inside and took a nap, and it was just really beautiful. And I love getting reminded that like, oh man, yeah, I'm being prepared to be seen and heard and felt like I haven't been before. And like this past certainly week, but probably couple of weeks, when I've been like different creators on YouTube, I'll see them and a message will resonate with me, and I'll look and they like have like at least 1,000 followers, but usually like 13, tens of thousands, 100,000. And I'm like, what the heck? And so like YouTube has shown me a couple of creators who like recently their posts, they're like, oh my gosh, I went from like 50 people to over 1,000 in 3 months. Or I went from, 2,000 people to 20,000 people in like a couple of months. Oh my gosh, thank you. And when I see that, I burst into tears. I'm like, oh, and I'm so like, I get so sad. I'm like, what, like, what am I doing wrong? Am I, not doing enough? And I'm like, I don't even actually go into all of that. Like, I'm just like, I know I am destined for so much stardom and, greatness. And I know it's coming, and I'm just like, oh, frustrated it's not here. It's like when you're waiting for like food at a restaurant, like you ordered, you were already kind of hungry, and you heard this restaurant is so delicious, and so you ordered something, and the waiter was like, "Okay, totally, that's gonna like take a little bit longer to prepare, but like, is that okay?" And you're like, "Yes, definitely, I want it, okay." And then you wait, and you wait, and you're like talking with the people at your table, and it's fun and stuff, but like eventually you're like, "Oh my God, where is my food?" And then you see everyone else at your table start to get food. And you're like, wait a minute, like, what the heck? Or maybe it's not your table. Maybe it's other people in the restaurant. And you like, ooh, see it come out of the kitchen. And you're like, oh, okay, ready. And then it like goes past you. And you're like, oh, come on. And then like everyone at your table starts to get it. And you're like, wait, where is my food? Did they forget? What happened? But really, they're just back there like cooking it up. Like, I don't know, you got a special dietary thing. Like, they want to make sure like the meat is rested. They want to make sure it's seasoned properly. Um, all the things. And when it finally comes out, you're like, oh, hell yes. Oh my gosh. And it's worth the wait. It's so freaking delicious. And that's what's going on right now. Okay. If that food analogy, doesn't work for you, like I was also thinking, it's like when, you're pregnant. I've never been pregnant, but, I assume like the first pregnant woman was like, what the hell is going on? What is this? Like, what is happening to me right now? And like, hopefully she was able to like, maybe deduce that like from other animals, like maybe I'm about to have like another me. Um, but like, she probably didn't know how long it was going to take, right? Because all different species have different gestation, periods. And so in that ninth month, she was probably like, when the hell is this? What is going on? Like, what do I do? I'm sure that's what mothers are like, in that like final month, in that home stretch, when something beautiful is going to come, when you're going to have this amazing thing that is going to change your life. You probably get really restless, right? But the reason there is such like a long gestation period, a long preparation time, is because everything is going to change once your manifestation arrives. And you want to prepare. You want to, like, you're glad you had 9 months to get everything together, to align, your internal and your external, and make sure, you're just ready for this new birth that's coming. And when it does come, it's like the happiest day of your life. And you're like, oh my gosh, now my whole, world has changed, and, everything is different. But I imagine in that like ninth month, it's like so annoying. It's so like, oh my gosh, come on. I'm like almost there. Like, when, can I induce? Like, when can I like see this manifestation? It's been promised to me. I've done all the things I'm supposed to do. So now you're just waiting. And that's what's happening. So know that you're about to be seen, heard, and felt like never before. Like you've never experienced this level of visibility, this level of, influence. But you're ready for it. It's okay. Don't worry. Everything's being prepared. You're being prepared. And it's going to be so freaking perfect, okay? Yeah. Yeah. And also, like, we might assume, I probably already said this, but can't put too fine a point on it. Like, we probably assume that, like, if we're seen now, we're going to be seen like we were when we were a child, right? We might be seen as like bad or too loud or too whatever. Like, you're doing like your words are harmful or bad. And that's not how you're going to be seen this time. You're going to be seen, heard, and felt like you've never been before. So now when people see you, they're awe-inspired. Now when people hear you, they're like, oh my gosh, that was the perfect thing. That's exactly what I needed to hear. Now when you're felt, people are like, oh, that is just what I needed. Oh my goodness, that healed my generation. So you don't have to be afraid, babe. And everything that's going on right now is preparing you for this new level of visibility and power and influence. How fun for you. Okay, so let's pull a couple cards to see, I don't know, what the universe wants to like say. Also, do you like my nails? And like, do you like my rings? I've been like really drawn to gold today, and just like opulence and golden light, and everything I touch turns to gold. So yeah, anyway, let's pull a couple of cards. You know, I'm practicing tarot, trying to get better at it, whatever that means, right? But yeah, let's just see what comes through. All right. Also, a thing my therapist was talking about, we were talking about like newborns, toddlers, when we take our first steps, like, you know, our parents, you know, clear the area, they make it safe for us, and you know, then they're like, come on, you got it, you can do it. And like, you know, you toddle and you're falling and things, and they're just so proud of you. And like, that's still happening. You're your parent now though. Okay. And another thing, like when we think of baby steps, sometimes we think of like small, timid steps towards doing something. But an actual baby's steps are like lurching, you know, clumsy, like, you know, rocking, like running into stuff, spinning around and things, but they get it. And their parents are like, you're gonna learn this, so it doesn't, you know, matter how messy it looks. Like, I'm still so proud of you. So anyway, as an adult, that's still going on. You're still just like learning how to walk. We're still just learning how to do everything. And, you know, it's new. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It shouldn't be. There's no such thing, you know? You're just figuring all this out. So I hope to model for people, like, I don't know, learning and being imperfect publicly. I used to think that like I can only be seen or heard if it's the final draft, if it's ready to be seen. But I'm ready to be seen whenever I want to be seen. So this actually came yesterday. Ace of Cups. Okay. And so this is like, I feel like it's like out of nowhere, like, you know, kind of out of nowhere emotional fulfillment. Like your cup runneth over with love and healing. And that's a coming. Okay. Love that. That was also what we got yesterday. Isn't that weird? Like I keep doing that. I keep getting cards that I pulled, you know, the day before or a couple days before. So, you know, and I used to like think that tarot wasn't real because whenever I pull it for myself, it's always like kind of a super positive, powerful message. But then I realized like I'm a positive, powerful person who like, you know, has called in a lot of and created a lot of luck and prosperity. And so like, of course, like the confirmations are going to be positive for me. Okay. So let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Ooh. Ooh. 2 cards. Okay. Okay. So first, we pulled the Tower. That's so funny. Interesting. Okay. And also, Daughter of Wands. And daughter, I think, is knight in the traditional, you know, tarot. So Daughter of Wands, Knight of Wands. Okay, and my girl is traveling. What time does that say? It's like 1:20. So she's traveling. She's either leaving or she just arrived. I think the night is about like starting something, coming in. So yeah, something's coming in. Ooh, maybe travel is coming. But also, okay, the Tower. So I like, I am like a walking activation, and like I feel like I love change. I feel like it's I didn't always used to. But I realized I'm actually really good at it, and I just know everything's always going to be this or better. So I'm not afraid of change. I know it's always going to be something better. So I'm like, ooh, great. And so the tower is about like a big crumbling, a dismantling, a destruction. And with destruction, you can start over. You can start building anew. So interesting. Okay, so we got the Ace of Cups, Blah. Ace of Cups, the Tower, and the Knight of Wands, Daughter of Wands. Ooh, can you see these? Oh, my nails are so pretty. Also, don't you love these? Okay, let me think for a second. And where's the little book? Okay. Ace of Cups, emotional fulfillment, and like my cup runneth over with healing and love, community. Let me see what's on this tower. I'm trying to like see what these things are. It looks like a paper towel roll and like I'm gonna look it up and see what it says in this book, but that's interesting. Okay. Yeah, so there's going to be some like tower moments that are going to, what are wands? Wands are like ideas. So yeah, some ideas and passions that you have that are going to, maybe you're going to be traveling for these opportunities, or these opportunities are going to be traveling a long distance to find you. But they're incoming, babe. They're ready. Okay, let me see what the tower means in this. The tower. Okay, so I had pulled the Ace of Cups, which is like emotional fulfillment, healing, love, cup runneth over. Yeah, really nourishing, and like out of nowhere, kind of like maybe you like look up and you're like, oh my God, I'm so fulfilled, beautiful. And then the Tower, which is destruction and disruption. Okay, it says, oh, a devastated shoreline is littered with trash. Trees have been destroyed. Our world is in a dire state. Without strong protective action and time for healing of ourselves and the planet, it will be impossible for the world to recover. The tower serves as a warning of sudden change and the trauma that can come from it. Oof. And yesterday I was talking about healing. Go back and watch yesterday's message if you haven't seen it. But yesterday's message was about like how self-devotion is your mission, and that your self-devotion is healing humanity. Okay. And yeah, our world is in a dire strait. And yeah, without strong protective action and time for healing, that's what I've been doing this past year. I've been, yeah, really trying to heal, be emotional, get in my, spiritual bag, connect with like the water a lot. Oh my God, I've been taking so many baths. And there's so much water in this one too. Yeah. Okay. This says BIPOC communities, Black and Indigenous and people of color communities worldwide have practiced indigenous and traditional ways of living in symmetry with nature and her spirits, existing in harmony with the earth for millennia. White supremacy, the patriarchy, and capitalism, political and economic systems that favor greed and consumption over tradition of conservation and balance, have poisoned our planet. The old way is no longer viable. We can no longer live, eat, and interact without the health and stability of the environment in mind. Yes, absolutely. Okay. When the Tower card is pulled, it's time to consider the following. Do you view your dollar as a vote toward the world you believe in? I certainly do. That's why I spend kind of most of my money is sent like to Palestine right now, and to my healing, and the cultivation of, me and my powers. All right. Because I know that like that's going to heal the world, right? Okay, are you experiencing a breakthrough or a breakdown? Ooh. Mm-mm-mm. I think a lot of people fear the tower because they're afraid it's going to overwhelm them, it's going to crush them. But like, no, it was in your way. Or like, it's like now that everything has been cleared, now that there's been the destruction, great. Now all that's left is to rebuild. Beautiful. Um, so yeah, it's a breakthrough. It might feel like a breakdown, but know that we're being prepared to be seen, heard, and felt like we never have been before. So it's a breakthrough. Can you see beyond your ivory tower? Ooh, I love that. Yeah. This has been a time of like a lot of observation for me and, yeah, upheaval, emotional strife, sudden change, revelation. Um, yeah, fear of change, personal transformation. Okay, so it says to align with the energy of the tower, realign with purpose. Oh, and walk at night. So realign with purpose. Go watch the last video that I just posted. It's about, what did I say? It's called like self-devotion is your purpose, is your mission. And it's healing the it's healing humanity, which is your purpose. Oof. Oh my God. So perfect. Thank you, Spirit, for all of the alignment. Okay. And so now let's look at the Daughter of Wands and see what they have to say. That is the Knight of Wands. All right. Court cards. Let's see. Okay. Daughter of Wands. Exploration, excitement. Ooh, this gives me like Sagittarius energy. I don't really know about like all that stuff. I know I have a Venus in Sagittarius, and Sagittarius is about like exploration and it's fiery. And okay. A young woman stands in a busy train station, looking forward to the adventure that awaits her. Ooh, ready to take on whatever comes next. She carries the vibrant energy of an entrepreneur and a warrior. Ah, oh my God, that's me too. Is that you? I love that. Okay, the Daughter of Wands is footloose and fancy free. When this card appears in a reading, it's a call to action, a reminder that you will not be content sitting on the sidelines. Absolutely not. This card reminds us of the power of travel and how much you can discover about yourself as you explore new places. Ah, yes, adventure, passion, reluctance to settle down, changes happening quickly. Ooh, talking about that tower, babe. Yep. I love that. Looking forward to the next adventure. Yeah, that's absolutely what I'm feeling. I know that like everything is going to be this or better. I know that I'm here to like help raise the frequency of the collective. I'm here to protect the Palestinian people, all oppressed people, really. I'm here to unify and in my own way. And yeah, love travel, love to adventure. That was one of the values that, one of my top 10 values is a sense of adventure. And yeah, like, okay, let me see this again. Footloose and fancy free, a call to action, a reminder that you won't be content sitting on the sidelines. Absolutely. I've realized recently, like, I want to get off this. It's getting kind of long, but yeah, I'm someone who like it's like a very perfect balance of masculine and feminine. I know when to speak up. I know when to create. I know when to move, but I know when to receive, babe. I know when to go with the flow. And like I feel like that's giving in these cards. Like I like the train too as travel, and I think there's a reason why it's not in an airport. The train is like so nostalgic and fun. You can like chill, but it still gets you where you're going, you know? So anyway, that's what I got, my darlings. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I come on, because I just be coming on whenever the spirit calls me. So I'm gonna like reflect on these some more, see what's coming to me. But yeah, babe, we're making a change, man. Change is here. Everything is crumbling. Everything that is not built on solid ground is crumbling, okay? So be ready to move. No worries, okay? Your cup overflow. You got it. And yeah, I think that's all I got. Okay. I love you so much. This is all made up. Yeah. Oh. Also, I am blessed by the divine and destined for wealth beyond my wildest dreams. Beautiful. Okay, if you made it this far, put in the comment section a train. Is there a train? Yeah, put a train emoji, or give me like a, the camera emoji, because you're about to be seen, babe. You're about to be seen, heard, and felt like you never have before, okay? And it's going to be a tower for a lot of people, for you even. But that's okay. We're ready for it. We love an adventure. All right. I love you. I'm going to talk to y'all later, okay? Goodbye. Salam. Yalla bye. Later.